hope you're doing well. My name's Dan with Sydney's Angels, and this is the start of what's going to be a much larger fish room someday. I've got some really exciting news to share with you guys. My wife is having our second child tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. It's a scheduled C-section. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, and we don't know how big the baby's going to be. I want to give away 3 Bleheri Rainbowfish that I bred in this video. I don't know which side it comes up, sorry. My friend Steve gave me a trio of Bleheri Rainbowfish. He's got an amazing 220 with just a species-only Bleheri, and if you haven't seen that video, it's up here somewhere. But his line of Bleheri Rainbowfish is just amazing. When they light up, it's like a bright gold bar on the top of their head. They've got a deep red color on their tail, nice like green hues on the body. They're just gorgeous fish, and I really would like to send a trio to one of you guys. That being said, please have a tank that's at least 40 gallons or 3 feet long. Rainbow fish get pretty big, and I know I have some in 20-gallon highs right now, but they're not staying in there forever. I'm going to put them in bigger tanks. So to participate, all you need to do is have a tank that's at least 40 gallons or 3 feet long. You need to be a subscriber, you need to live in the USA, and just guess the weight of my baby. I don't even know the weight of my baby yet. So in the comments down below, just take a guess at how big you think this baby's gonna be. Whoever is closest to the baby's weight will get 3 of these Bleheri Rainbowfish. Just stunning fish. I've been raising them up for a few months now. I also just want to show you around the fish room, kind of give you a quick update on what's going on. Some new plecos that I just got. Super excited about those. Ooh, I think I'm gonna show you my new tank too. I have not had time to make this video yet, but I think I'm going to show you my new tank. Okay, let's get started. So the water is a little stained from the wood I just put in, and these guys' caves are coming today in the mail, so I don't have any caves in here yet. But I just got a group of 6 L333 King Tiger plecos. They are beautiful. Absolutely love them. But the water is stained. See how stained that water is just from the wood? The water is super clear, but I'm soaking some wood in here. And I've been feeding them some rapashi, some bloodworms, some algae pellets. And there's 6 of them in here, believe it or not. I just didn't have enough caves. So when those caves come in today, I'm gonna put those in there right away for them. The Boesemani rainbowfish that I have in these 220s are starting to really take off as far as growth goes. You can see some of these guys are starting to get a little bit of orange in their tail already. And they're pretty little. But they're definitely, look at this guy right here. Really excited to start selling these guys to you. These are the Rosario LaCourte Boesemani Rainbowfish. Selectively bred by Rosario LaCourte to get the most orange coloration in the tail. I got them from my friend Steve, who got them from a guy named Jim, who got them, I think, from Rosario. There's 2 tanks. There's another tank over here with more Boesemani. Really happy with these guys, with how they're growing. This tank needs a little bit of maintenance done on it, but these are my Kelly-Moisey, Melitania Kelly-Moisey rainbowfish. They're still looking really nice. Been getting some eggs out of them. I've also got my peppermint plecos in here. These guys are a little more difficult to raise up. I don't get as many eggs out of them. I think I have 1 fry in here, and I've got a few more in another tank. But I definitely want to keep breeding these guys. These are the Bleheri Rainbowfish that are going to be in the giveaway. Absolutely beautiful fish. They're really growing pretty fast, actually. Look at this guy already. God, he's a stud. He's already starting to spar, and I thought I saw him glowing. I know I have. I've seen him glowing by that moss pile. Yep, see him? He's turning yellow. And they're small. Oh my god. Look at this guy. Here's the breeding group of Rosario LaCourte Boesemani. These guys are always just giving me tons of eggs. Also got some baby peppermint plecos in here. Still trying to get rid of these golden rams. There's nothing wrong with them. I'm just choosing not to work with them anymore. So if anyone's interested, they're on my website. I will not be shipping for 2 weeks, just so you know. And I gotta get lids on these aquariums because you can see a Bleheri Rainbowfish jumped over here. He jumped 2 tanks. He was in this tank for a while. So he jumped from here to there to there. So he's just kind of touring the fish room. He he had that travel bug. He wanted to kind of see what's going on. Breeding group of gold and black marble angelfish are looking really good. Constantly laying eggs. I don't have anywhere to put the babies, so I just don't pull the eggs. These were the first fish I ever bred, believe it or not, from eggs. So I kept the nicest ones, and now I'll breed them when I have more time. Here is their group of fry, or baby angelfish rather. I have not actually gone through and culled any of them out yet, so you might see some deformities in the group, I don't know. I gotta get them in a bigger tank and their growth will just explode. So you see I've got a nice mixture of black and golds. Bradnocentris ornatus Snapper Creek location. They're all doing really, really well. I have some fry in here. This is so cool that they don't eat their fry. Check this out. So all these littler guys were raised in this tank. I never pulled them up or anything. I just leave them up in there for extra cover. And then look at all these guys up here. When I have a little more time, I'd like to start pulling this mop and getting tons of babies from here because these guys are really cool. They deserve their own planted tank. I don't want to keep them in this tank forever. The raccoon tetras that I received from Dan's Fish are looking awesome. Definitely starting to color up a little bit. They're giving them tons of brine shrimp, lots of clean water. I haven't tried to breed them yet, I just haven't had the time. Opaline gouramis are looking really good. The no filter hexagon is a little overgrown. You can see the light's barely even getting to the bottom. One of the most exciting things that's happened in the fish room lately is baby cory cats. Check these guys out. Look at these little guys. Aren't they so cute? I've never bred cory cats. I've certainly tried a couple times. These are the Trilineatus corydoras. Commonly sold in the stores as a Julie cory cat. They're the false Julie cory. They're not the actual Julies. Bunch of CPDs in here. Some of the larger Philippine blue angelfish I have are looking absolutely amazing. And you can see they're definitely starting to get a lot more blue. Something that a lot of people don't know, when you buy angelfish from me, they're not always going to be blue. They're going to be silver, these Philippine blues. They get their blue later on in life. I don't want to spend too much time on this tank because it kind of deserves its own video. And it's not done, but it certainly got started. This is going to be my Rainbowfish river tank. Not a biotope, just kind of a nice elevated river stream. It's going to be a nice piece of manzanita wood coming out of the bank. I'm going to be planting it with a bunch of different rivery kind of epiphyte plants, some Anubias, Bucephalandra, some different ferns. This is just a ball of fern that I put in that Steve brought me, this trident Java fern. He also gave me a tiger lotus that I got to plant. Pretty elevated, you can see from the side. I've definitely built it up quite a bit. Stay tuned for this video. We're going to clean this up a little bit and add some rainbow fish. I recently upgraded the lights on my guppy tanks and I'm really loving the difference. If you guys have been watching for a little while, I've been using these Home Depot LED shop lights. They're not bad. They certainly work and they're pretty cheap. This was not a need, it was a want. But I think I bought 9 of these Nicrew Aqualux. Yeah, right over here. Aqualux aquarium lights. I wanted more control over the colors, and I wanted more control over the dimming. But what this allows me to do is have more control over the lights and dim them a little more so that I can have them on for a little longer. So yes, guppies are still all looking really good. Getting lots of water changes, lots of love. Something else that's kind of changed around here, I don't know if you guys are into the tech side of it, I do have a pretty sweet osmosis unit that I got from Bulk Reef Supply. It's the 4-stage Value Plus, 100 gallon per day, but I've customized it about 4 times now. So I have the 150 gallon per day upgrade kit. So these are 275 gallon per day membranes. So I had to change these out, and I also changed out the flow restrictor to convert this. And then I also added 2 additional DI canisters down here. And I also have a booster pump, which has made all the difference when it comes to pressure. So I run this at 90 psi. You can see my DI resin is beyond exhausted, but it's still creating water at about 5 TDS, so I'm really actually quite happy with that. Not even sure if I'm going to keep changing out the DI resin. I've kind of been experimenting with just leaving it be, and if that's the case, I might just switch this out with a carbon filter. Maybe I'll do 2 sediment filters and 3 carbon filters. I don't know. I mean, you can customize these however you want, but really love this unit. This unit allows someone like me with 600 TDS water coming out of the tap with a pH of 8.4 to have planted tanks and to keep a lot of tropical fish that like soft, slightly acidic water or neutral water. This used to sit behind my water collection containers over here, and it was just a pain in the butt to ever service. Happy to get this finally mounted on the side of the tanks where I can see it and change out the filters if I need to. This is also essential for saltwater, so I do feel the need to kind of tell you my plans for the future, because I do feel like my hobby is kind of moving into the next stages where I want to really start to do this for a bigger meaning than just I enjoy it. And what that means is I want to start really getting more involved in the care program. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically a conservation effort that hobbyists can make, where we can keep rare fish in the hopes of one day reintroducing them into ecosystems that are threatened. And in some ways, some of these rainbow fish are already threatened, but I want to get some goodeids in here, some trout goodeids that are threatened, and I want to get some more rare fish that I can kind of breed and provide to you guys. And hopefully one day, if we get to a point where governments in charge actually really care about the ecosystems in these threatened areas, I'd like to have a part in bringing these fish back to their normal ecosystems. And for me, that just gives a whole new meaning to this hobby. Another thing I'd really like to do, and I feel very strongly about this, is I'm going to start selling some fish on my website for charity proceeds. And that can go a couple different ways. I really like to donate to St. Jude's Children's Hospital, but I also want to donate to some conservation charities. So there might be a couple charities I seek out. And how that basically works is, let's say I'm going to breed some Boesemani rainbow fish, for example. All the proceeds of that fish will go straight to charity, and we can track that and maybe find some kind of metric where we can see how much that we have given to that charity together. And I think that's really cool. I do use most of the profit to just run this fish room. It's actually very expensive, but that would really make me very happy if we could help out some charities and it would definitely instill a sense of purpose. Other things I want to do with the hobby, I want to talk a lot more about mental health. It's definitely had a profound impact on my life. If you guys don't know, I am 3 years sober from alcohol. I was pretty bad to the point where I was suicidal, and I don't want to trigger anyone. I'm sorry if that's triggering to you guys, but I was in a very dark place. And this hobby has definitely had a huge impact in my life. So much so that I feel compelled to share my story with you guys. So that's going to be one video coming up, is my mental health journey with this hobby and how this has affected me in a good way. Other videos to look out for, we're going to do some more DIY projects coming up. We're going to do the Rainbow River tank coming up. And I think the direction I want to go with this, I don't know if you've ever seen Adrian's fish room, but I was so inspired by his fish room. Katie Cichlids, really love her channel. She has a lot of great videos. He is on that channel quite a bit. He's also on Keeping Fish Simple's channel quite a bit, Nick. I love his fish room. I love how planted it is. It's so just natural. He's got plants growing everywhere. That man is very inspirational, and I get a lot of inspiration from him. So what I'd like to maybe start experimenting with is maybe putting some substrate in these tanks, or at least planting some potted plants in these tanks, and also some emergent growth from these tanks, because no matter what I do, it's always going to be a struggle to find time to come down here to do water changes. I can find money, and I can make more money, but I can never make more time. And you know, adding another member to our family is going to mean that I'm going to be even busier, not to mention I work full time, and there's other things around the house that really needs to get done. So I think if I use plant growth to help me in filtration, that's going to help a lot with the water change situation, and maybe I can stretch out that time between water changes a little further out. That also means I think I'm going to be getting bigger tanks in the future, because they are much easier to keep clean longer, and the water parameters are more stable in a bigger tank. So I think the only time I'm going to be using 10 gallons from now on is like little breeding projects, shrimp, fry, that's it. Long term, like even these guppies up here, they all deserve 20-gallon tanks at the minimum. So that's what I want to do. Heavily planted, emergent growth, really focus on making it like an oasis down here where it's just plant life and natural ecosystems everywhere. So very excited about that. I've recently made the switch. Everything down here is on osmosis water now. It's very expensive, but the pH is at 7, and I know that plant growth is doing so much better now. At 8.4, you're going to be struggling to get any plants to grow. Yeah, you can plant stuff in the substrate and it will grow because the pH is technically lower. You can grow things like Anubias and Java Fern, they'll survive. But if you have a neutral pH, your plants will grow so much better. At least that's my opinion, my experience. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But very excited to see where this hobby goes. I apologize for the lack of videos. It's been very busy lately, but thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for being here. And give me a guess. How big do you think this baby's going to be? We don't know if it's going to be a boy or a girl. Kind of hoping it's a boy, because if it's a girl, there's going to be 3 sassy Italian women up there. So we'll see. But I'll be happy either way. I am so blessed to be a father. Absolutely love being a dad. It just the amount of joy in my heart is just, I can't even describe it. And I'm sure parents know what I'm talking about. So I'm getting teary-eyed just thinking about it. So yeah, give me a guess how big you think this baby's gonna be. I'll make another video, we'll announce the winner, and I'll ship them out to you guys. And I wanna make a rainbow fish breeding video so you guys know exactly how to breed them, so that you can make your own big group of Bleheri rainbow fish. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good week, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.